TV is there? TV. This Zoom devotees will able to see.
You have to connect it.
Oh, internet is not there. Wi-Fi is not there. How many devotees are there? How many devotees are there? This is YouTube, right? So you have to then keep this. Savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahetukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radhokshaje ahetukiya pratihata yayatma suprasidati. Say.
Savai pumsam paro dharmo
Savai pumsam paro
yato bhakti radokshaje hetuki apratihata atma suprasidati savai pumsam paro dharmo yato bhakti radokshaje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati.
What is the ideal password?
yato bhakti radokshaje ahetuki apratihata yayatma suprasidati.
234. My ID is used for this Bhakti Vav class. IFY class happens which ID? No ID goes. Keshav, which ID, Zoom ID we give for IFY class? Nobody is looking into it. Okay, now leave it. The supreme occupation for humanity is that by which man can attain to loving devotion service unto the transcendental Lord. Such devotion service must be unmotivated and uninterrupted to completely satisfy the soul. Purport by Swami Prabhupada. In this statement, Shaswat Goswami answered the first question of the sages of Naimisharanya. The sages asked him to summarize the whole range of revealed scriptures and present the most essential part so that fallen people, the people in general, might easily take it up. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for the human being. No, one more will come. Get one more garland. Get one more garland. The Vedas prescribe two different types of occupation for the human being. One is called the Pravati Marg, or the path of sense enjoyment. Another is called the Nivritti Marg, or the path of renunciation. The path of enjoyment is inferior, and the path of sacrifice for the supreme cause is superior. The material existence of living being is a deceased condition of actual life. Actual life is spiritual existence or Brahmbhut existence. where life is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge, mental existence temporary, illusory, and full of miseries. There is no happiness at all. There is just a futile attempt to get rid of the miseries, and temporary cessation misery is falsely called happiness. Therefore, the path of progressing mental enjoyment, which is temporary, miserable, and illusory, is inferior. But devotion service to Supreme Lord, which leads one to the eternal, blissful, and all cognizant life, is called the superior quality of occupation. This is sometimes polluted when mixed with the inferior quality. For example, adoption of devotion service or material gain is certainly an obstruction to the progressive path of renunciation. Renunciation or abnegation for ultimate good is certainly a better occupation than enjoyment in the diseased condition of life. Such enjoyment only aggravates the symptoms of disease and increases its duration. Therefore, devotion to the Lord must be pure in quality, that is, without the least desire for material enjoyment. One should therefore accept the superior quality of occupation in the form of the devotion to the Lord without any tinge of unnecessary desire, fruitive action, and philosophical speculation. This alone can lead one to perpetual solace in his service. We have purposefully denoted dharma as occupation because the root meaning of the word dharma is that which sustains one's existence. A living being's sustenance of existence is to coordinate his activities with his eternal relationship with the Supreme Lord Krishna. Krishna is the central pivot of living beings and is the all attractive living entity or internal amongst or the other being or eternal form. Each and every living being has an eternal form in the spiritual existence, and Krishna is the eternal attraction for all of them. Krishna is a complete whole, and everything else is his part and parcel. The relation is one of the server and the served. It is transcendental and is completely distinct from our experience in material existence. This relation of servant and the served is the most congenial form of intimacy. One can realize it as devotion service progresses. Everyone should engage himself in that transcendent loving service of the Lord, even in the present conditioned state of material existence. That will gradually give one the glow of actual life and please him to completely satisfaction. Om Gyantimarandasya Gyanam Janashalakaya Chakshumilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Mano Bhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kalamayam Vadanti Sayavadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadkamnam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sajjatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sadivam Savdetam Savdutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakam Vitam Cha Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namne Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashade Chatarine Namo Ma Vadanyaya Krishna Prema Pidayate Krishnaya Krishtanya Namne Gauritase Nama He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripide Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyacha Kripa Sindhu Evacha Patitanam Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhattacharya Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So, seek blessings of His Grace Bhaktivinoda Prabhuji. Prabhu had so much. We should learn from Prabhuji how hearing is an eternal process. So the Prabhuji is so senior, he has so much dedication to hearing, and that's the topic today. So, last week, how many of you were there? Okay, so what was the topic? 6 questions by the sages. So what are the 6 questions by the sages? What are the 6 questions by the sages?
Please explain about.
Huh? What? There is sixth one. What is the first one? What are the benefit for practicing Bhakti Yoga? So you are able to see now here? So these are the 6 questions. We do some revision from the last class. So what is the absolute and ultimate good for people in general? See, first, because they have less time, so they want to ask absolute and ultimate good for the people in general. Then they say, Prayanalpa ayusha sabhe kalavasmin yugejana manda samanda matayo manda bhagya upadita. First of all, the pran ayalpa ayusha. So it's very less age people have in Kali Yuga. People don't get time to read whole. How many of you read full Bhagavad Gita cover to cover? See, very few devotees. Right? So there's no time only there. So therefore asking, the age is very short. And even somebody's age is little bigger also, manda. Person is very lazy. Manda. Manda means lazy to come for spiritual class. Right? Sumanda. Okay, if it is come also, he doesn't have intelligence to understand. Sumanda. Okay, in case he has intelligence also, mandabhagya. He doesn't get the right people to explain it. And even he had to get right people also, upadita. Is so many bodily diseases, so much assignment, he has no time to come and hear the class. So then in this situation, tell the essence of all the scriptures. Tell us at least the essence. कि क्या करना है? All the scriptures are there. Tell the essence. Because even in Kali Yuga also, jab person who is going for job, he doesn't have time, so many difficulties, so many problems. At least tell us the essence. And then the third question they ask, why did the Lord appear in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva? And describe about Lord's Purusha Avtaras. And narrate the transcendental past and the Lord's multi-incarnations, Leela Avtaras. And after Krishna left, where the religious principle took shelter. So the answer to question 1 and 2, right? So this verse which we read is a answer to question 1. First and second question are answered. So what is the essence of all the scriptures? Right? That was the question. And what is the absolute and ultimate good? Savai pumsam. Savai pumsam. Paro dharmaho. So that pumsa, that dharma, paradharma. It's not swadharma. It's parodharma. Yato bhaktir atokshade. The bhakti to Lord adokshaj. And how that bhakti should be? Ahetuki apratihita. That bhakti should be ahetuki and apratihita. Ya atma su prasidati. And it should completely satisfy the self. Such bhakti should completely satisfy the self. That way this bhakti should be. Savai pumsam paro dharma yato bhakti dokshade. It should be unmotivated and uninterrupted. Such bhakti ya atmasu prasidati. It will completely satisfy the self, which is done for the pleasure of the Lord. Uninterrupted devotional service. So this is the essence of all the scriptures. What? Which type of bhakti? It is called Shuddha Bhakti. So Shuddha Bhakti is the essence of all the scriptures. The Shuddha Bhakti is what is called the essence of all scriptures. So now we are doing Bhakti Yoga. But is it Shuddha Bhakti? How to know that it is Shuddha Bhakti? Right? So what is the sign? Ya Atmasu Prasidhati. You will feel completely satisfied. You will feel completely satisfied. No more mental desire, no more hankerings. And that is Shuddha Bhakti. Yaya Atmasu Prasidati. And such bhakti will also create a detachment and knowledge in this world. Vasudeve Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prajata Janyati Asha Vairagyam Jnanam Chayad Ahetukam. So it will, one immediately acquire causeless knowledge and detachment from the world by bhakti unto Lord Krishna. So this whole section very amazingly talks about how the bhakti progresses. And very amazingly, it talks about dharma sanashtita pumsam nishkasena kathasuya na utpadedya ratim sham eva hi kevalam. Yeah. So dharma sanashtita pumsam. So previously talked about the paradharma satisfy the heart. Now person may ask, what about our occupational duty? So answer is na utpade yadi ratim shamevi kevalam. Because the vanashrama dharma, it does not awaken the rati for the Lord, attraction for the Lord. It is shamevi kevalam. It's a useless labor. So useless बोले तो एक बात है, लेबर बोले तो मेहनत करो फिर भी कुछ ना मिले. Is useless labor. Because one ashrama cannot awaken the love for the Lord. One ashrama means ritualistic way the one ashrama is being performed, the pujas which are performed, they will not awaken the there. Or the occupational duty, if it does not awaken the love for the Lord, it's a useless labor. What it is? Useless labor it is. The dharma sunchita pamsam vichkasenu kathasva na utpane diti ratim shamevi kevalam. Because the goal is to attain Shuddha Bhakti, ahetuki apatihita. And it will become ahetuki when there is attraction for the Lord. So any dharma which does not awaken the rati for the Lord, not paded yatyatim, vishkasena kathasuya. To hear the beautiful pastimes of the Lord, that dharma is shamevi kevalam. Then should we not do dharma? So it said, labho jivet yavata. Jivan se tattva jigyasa labho jivet yavata. One should do occupational duty to just keep the body and soul together. One should do occupational duty to just keep the body and soul together. Labho jivet yavata. And jivasya tattva jigyasa. And the person should research into the absolute truth there. So it means work to just have your living. If you have to live, you have to eat, you have a family, take care of family, just maintain the family. But the more energy should be spent in understanding how to attain Krishna's lotus feet. That way dharma should be done, the occupational duty should be done. Like Monday to Friday you're working, but Saturday, Sunday you're coming for spiritual programs. And mornings you're giving to Krishna there. To know about the Lord. Now, how you heard about Madhure Kadamni, right? In Madhure Kadamni, how the stages progresses. So you know what are the 6 stages in Madhure Kadamni? Yes, anybody remembers? The 6 stages to prema. See what morning we sing, every day we stand. Every devotee who claims to be a Vaishnava must guard against all these offenses in order to quickly attain the desired success. What? Krishna Prem. Now question comes, if Krishna Prem is a goal, it's a destination, so where are we now? Where are we on this destination? Question may come, isn't it? If Krishna Prem is the goal, then where are we? Are we not begin? Are we on the way, or have we reached the destination? So Bhagavatam, second chapter, very clearly defines about what is our position and how much we have covered and how much we will go. For example, if you're going from here to Mumbai, what all will come? Pune will come. Before Pune, what will come? Solapur will come. Before Solapur, Kalburagi will come. Anantapur will come. This all places will come if you are going by the Gulbarga route, right? Solapur route. But suppose Manmad comes or Bhusawal comes, then you may get a doubt now whether train is going to Mumbai or not. It's taking a very D cut. So generally Bhusawal means you are going to Delhi, or if Bhopal comes, that means wrong train we have got. So there will be milestones in our journey. So there are 9 milestones in our journey. And what are those 9 milestones? Shraddha. So all of us have some Shraddha, right? Then second is Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya, Anath Nivritti, Nishtha. How many attended Nishtha camp? Certain Nishtha. Then Ruchi, then Asakti, and then Bhav, and then finally Prema. Tado Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya, Anath Nivritti, Nishtha, Ruchi, Asakti, Bhava, and Prema. So these are the 9 stages, right? These are the 9 stages to Krishna, to the Prema. So what happens in the stages? So we'll take the verses and then discuss the stages. And which is very relevant for any progressive bhakta. The first verse comes, Yat anudhyasina yukta karma granthi nibandhanam chindanti ko vittatasya ko na kuryat katharatim. Yat anudhyasina, by the remembrance of the Supreme Lord. Yat anudhyasina yuktaha karma granthi nibandhanam. What happens? Karma granthi. The hard knot in the of attachment is cut. Karma granthi nibandhanam. Chindanti ko vittasya. Ko na kuryat tharatim. So who will not, with sword in hand, intelligent man, cut through the binding knots of reactionary world by remembering the personality of Godhead? Therefore, who will not pay attention to his message? So what is the binding knots of reactionary work? Material attachments or our prarabdha karmas. So prarabdha karmas are cut by remembering the Supreme Lord. And the remembrance of the Supreme Lord comes by hearing Lord's katha. So who will not remember the Supreme Lord? Who will not remember the Supreme Lord? Yes? Want to remember the Supreme Lord? Then it talks about Shushrusho Shraddadhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi Syanmaha sevaya vipra Purnatita nishevana. For twice born sages, by serving those devotees who are completely free from all vice, great service is done. By such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So, Shushrusho, one who is engaged in hearing. Shraddha Dhanasya, with care and attention. Vasudeva Katharuchi, in respect to Vasudeva, the message and affinity. Syat Mahat Sevaya is made possible by service rendered to pure devotees. Vipraha, or twice born, Purnatitaha. Those are clean of all vice, Nishevana, by service. The Shushusho Shraddha Dhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi. Syan Mahat Sevaya Vipra Purnatit Nishevanat. Right? Shushusho Shraddha Dhanasya Vasudeva Katharuchi. So by serving the great Dosyan Mahat Sevaya. Mahat Seva means serving the devotees who are fixed in devotional service. O Vipraha, O Shanakadi Rishi, those Punyatit, those are cleansed of all vice. Nishevanat. By serving them, what happens? Shushrusho. Shraddha Dhanasya. With Shraddha and when you attention, Vasudeva Katharuchi. The urge to hear the message of Vasudeva appear. So by such service, one gains affinity for hearing the messages of Vasudeva. So we talk about Ado Shraddha. So this verse is talking about what? You see, Shraddha. Shraddha Dhanasya. Having faith and attention. What you should do? Sadhu Sangas. Syan Mat Sevaya Vipra Purnatir Nishevana. So when you serve them, what happens? Vasudeve Katharuchi. Then Bhajan Kriya starts. Vasudeve Katharuchi. So you got a ruchi for the Lord's Katha by serving the sages. So you see how this verse represents the three stages. So you begin with Shraddha in the devotees. And actually our bhakti begins like this. First you have faith in the devotees. Right? Then you serve the devotees. How you serve the devotees? By hearing from them, taking their instructions. And then you develop a taste for hearing Krishna Katha. Or chanting the holy names of the Lord. So when you serve the devotees, what devotees will tell? Oh, chant the holy names of the Lord. Right? Now we say, Prabhuji, nowadays people are becoming devotees through YouTube. Now people are becoming devotees through YouTube. Like we have some devotees who came through just hearing Vaishnapu's lectures. How many of you came by just hearing Vaishnapu's YouTube lectures there? Right? So here also we have, yeah. Right? So now a question may come, Prabhuji, हमने तो कुछ सेवा किया नहीं है. But direct chanting चालू हो गया. Yes, the question may come or no come there. हमने कुछ सेवा तो किया नहीं. See, this is Vaishnava's mercy. You heard a Vaishnava, so you do the seva. There. So this is the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That see, you have some Shraddha. That this Vaishnava is very nice. And Vaishnava is giving a class. So by hearing the class, some seva happened. Because how many people watch in the YouTube, you come to know, right? There. So some seva you did and you heard a Vaishnava. Plus, you had done that seva in your past life to many Vaishnavas, so you got a chance now to hear from a devotee. And that his convictions entered our mind, and that way we develop a eagerness to hear. But further, how to progress? We have to physically go and serve the devotees. Right? And that's why after becoming devotees in YouTube, we want devotee sangha. Yes or no? Bhakti does not practice automatically. Right? So then you need devotees. Then you search for devotee association. Then further you serve the Vaishnavas, take their instruction. Because taking the instruction of devotees is also serving the Vaishnavas. Then again our bhajan kriya starts. Yes or no? There. So this is Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana, Kriya. So by serving the devotees, that. So here, read this purport.
The servants of God come to propagate God consciousness, and intelligent people should cooperate with them in every respect. By serving the servant of God, one can please God more than by directly serving the Lord. The Lord is more pleased when he sees that his servants are properly respected, because such servants risk everything for the service of the Lord and so are very dear to the Lord. The Lord declares in the Bhagavad Gita 18.69 that no one is dearer to him than one who risks everything to reach his glory. By serving the servants of the Lord, one gradually gets the quality of such servants and thus becomes qualified to hear the glories of the Lord. The eagerness to hear about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God.
Yes, the eagerness to hear about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God. Right? So eagerness to hear about God is the first qualification of a devotee eligible for entering the kingdom of God. And how one gets that eagerness? By serving the devotees. So therefore, Vaishnava Seva Nam Ruchi Jivadaya. So taste for chanting the holy name comes by Vaishnava Seva. Sadhu Sangha. Right? Adho Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, Bhajan Kriya. So hearing from devotees is also Sadhu Sangha. Hearing in a mood to serve them, to apply that in our life. That is also Seva. So when we hear with the right mood, do Sadhu Sangha, then comes Bhajan Kriya. We want to do properly our worship, chanting the holy names of the Lord there. And what happens when one develops a urge? See how our heart gets purified. So initially, when we come in Krishna consciousness, we don't know also there is something to get purified. After spending 1-2 years, then we feel. How many feel? There is lot in the heart to get purified. Right? So that means we have made advancement in spiritual life. When we think there is nothing to get purified, we have not made advancement in spiritual life. Right? So now this stage comes Shinvatam Sakatha Krishna Purna Shavana Kirtanaha Hirityantasto hi bhadrani Vidhu noti surhasatam. The Shinvatam Sakatha Krishna. So when one hears what? Swakatha Krishna. So when Krishna sees his own word, those who develop the urge to hear the message of his own words, Krishna, Punyaha, Shravana, Kirtanaha, Hridantastavi, the Lord within one's heart. Abhadrani, all desire to enjoy matter, Vidunoti, Surhat Satam. So when the Lord sees that this devotee has developed an urge to hear my messages, so what he does? He destroys the anarthas in the heart. So all the dirty things in the heart goes away by developing. So first you do Vaishnava Seva, service to devotees. By service to devotees, what happens? You develop a desire to eagerness there. Tadho Shraddha, Sadhu Sangha, then Bhajan Kriya. Then Bhajan Kriya mein you chant and you hear. You chant and hear. Shravan and Kirtan. And when Krishna sees that we become eager to hear about him, what he does? Hridantasto hi bhadrani. Vidunoti surit satam. He removes all the nathas in our heart. So it is happening ultimately by chanting the holy names, but it's not a mechanical process. Removal of anarthas from our heart, is it a mechanical process? No. What type of process it is? Is a process where mercy is required. Because the Lord in the heart is cleansing. So it's not mechanical कि मैंने chanting किया और मेरा heart purify हो गया. When you do chanting with eagerness, with a mood to please the Lord, then the Lord removes the anarthas. And therefore proper rites. So Krishna, the personality of Godhead who is a Paramatma, in everyone's heart and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee. See, truthful devotee. Devotee should be truthful. Cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. So when Krishna sees that this devotee is hearing the class very attentively, he is not sleeping in the class. I think Bhakti Prasad Maharaj took the class, how you should hear, contemplate and apply and not sleep in the class. So when Krishna sees that you have developed an urge to hear his messages, the Lord himself cleans our heart. So yathamam prapadyante. If you're interested in Krishna, Krishna will be interested in you. But if you're not interested, and interested in Krishna means you're interested in hearing about Krishna. If you're interested about someone means you're interested about hearing his glories. What did he do? You're interested in chanting his name. There. Now, in our stage, chanting looks quite difficult. Yes or no? Because the mantra has not revealed the meaning to us. When the mantra reveals the meaning, chanting looks like what Rupa Goswami says. Tunde tandava davali labdhai. That I desire millions of ears and millions of tongue. Because the holy name has revealed the meaning. And he's absorbed in serving Radha and Krishna in that stage, and he's feeling great nectar. He's feeling great nectar. So what happens? Person feels a great rejoice in his heart. Person feels a great rejoice in his heart there. But till that time, mantra is not revealed. It looks little difficult to chant. Sometimes it looks very easy, sometimes it looks little difficult. But as we keep on chanting attentively, the mantra reveals itself. And then chanting becomes easy. Especially when we hear Bhagavatam, we hear, because before Kirtan comes Shravan. So when we hear the message of the Lord, when we hear Srimad Bhagavatam, so then the sambandha develops. And with that sambandha, when we chant the holy name, that holy name has a great value. So if we are not feeling, right? If we are not feeling, Prabhu, I don't have taste for hearing. How many of you feel that we don't have much taste for hearing? Then what is the solution? Huh? Okay, raise your hand. What's the solution? Serve the devotees. Hearing. But you're not finding taste for hearing. Somehow other here. Yes? Serve the Vaishnavas. Syan mat sevya vipra. Shushusho shatadhanasya. So service to the Vaishnavas is fundamental even to hearing. So when we develop that mood of serving the Vaishnavas, then the right attitude for hearing will come. Because if we are hearing, but the mood is not to serve the Vaishnavas, then aparadhas will happen. And I personally seen one fruit vendor in Pune, one devotee is a very amazing devotee. So devotees were doing Harinam in the market yard. So this person got very inspired. He said, I will give you fruits every Ekadashi. So he started giving every Ekadashi he will supply fruits to temple. How much? Not 4 or 5 fruits. Full buckets, big tubs. And 100 brahmacharis also can eat that much. That much fruits he'll supply. And he'll supply for deities. So he started there. And he said, Prabhu, and Prabhu chant. Chanting nahi hota. But Vaishnava seva karenge aake. And he will come himself Ekadashi and serve prasadam to brahmacharis. Now he got initiated also. Now he got initiated also. And he's become very nice devotee. So this is the power of Vaishnava seva. Initially उसे chanting नहीं हो रहा था. But keep serving for years together, he was chanting the name. So therefore, Vaishnava seva is fundamental to hearing and chanting. There. Because when we do hearing and chanting process, a lot of offenses creeps in. You see? And the taste goes away. And eventually the taste is not there, the hearing process also may look little there. But when you do Vaishnava seva, that pleases the Lord because Vaishnavas have a taste for hearing. See, it's a very simple concept. Like one devotee was saying, like, why you go to your boss to serve? थोड़ा job दे दो. अब tie हिला के, file हिला के, job दे दो sir. We go to interview or no? There. Because boss has a great money. So you serve him, you get money. You go to somebody who has money, he gives you money. So you are serving a person to get money. Same way, somebody who has Krishna, you serve him, you get Krishna. Simple logic. They may not give you money. Sadhus may not give you money, but they give you Krishna. Because they have Krishna. So by Vaishnava seva, only we get a desire to hear the message of the Lord. Yes or no? There. So the taste for devotional service is by the grace, is by the mercy of the devotees. And that's why Vaishnava seva, pleasing the devotees. See, Vaishnava seva means pleasing the devotees. Now pleasing the devotees means sitting in the class and following what is told in the class. That is also Vaishnava seva. Vaishnava seva may also means physically come and serve the devotees, serve prasadam to the devotees, serve there, right? There. The Vaishnava seva, a pleasing Syan Mahaseva Vipra means pleasing the doing actions, also doing actions pleasing to the great souls. And that increases that gives us one a taste for hearing. It's a simple process or no? There. And when you have a taste for hearing and chanting, then you can go very easily in bhakti. And Vaishnava seva, they said, Bhakata seva parama siddhi prema latikara mool. It's a mool of prem lata. What is prem lata? Which is prem lata is nourished by Shravan and Kirtan. But the mool is the Vaishnava seva. And the topmost Vaishnava is the spiritual master. Right? So you want to serve Srila Prabhupada's mission, spiritual master's mission. So when we are preaching, that also is a kind of Vaishnava seva. That we are trying to assist the devotees to serve them. There. So this mood of Vaishnava seva gives a taste for chanting and hearing. And when Krishna sees that, Are, you are submissively hearing, because what is required to get a taste for chanting and hearing? Submissive heart, a receptive heart. A receptive heart is formed by serving the Vaishnavas. Read the purport. Somebody with a loud voice.
Messages of the personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, are non-different from him. Whenever, therefore, offenseless hearing and glorification of God are undertaken, it is to be understood that Lord Krishna is present there in the form of transcendental sound, which is as powerful as the Lord personally. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, in his Shikshashtaka, declares clearly that the holy name of the Lord has all the potencies of the Lord, and that he has endowed his innumerable names with the same potency. There is no rigid fixture of time, and anyone can chant the holy name with attention and reverence at his convenience. The Lord is so kind to us that He can be present before us personally in the form of transcendental sound. But unfortunately, we have no taste for hearing and glorifying the Lord's name and activities. We have already discussed developing a taste for hearing and chanting the holy sound. It is done through the medium of service to the pure devotees
Yeah.
of
So
the
where
Lord.
there is offenseless hearing and glorification happening, the Lord Krishna is present over there. Right? They need this. One cannot.
One cannot enter into the kingdom of God unless one is perfectly cleared of all sins. The material sins are products of our desires to lord it over material nature. It is very difficult to get rid of such desires. Women and wealth are very difficult problems for the devotee making progress on the path back to Godhead. Many stalwarts in devotional line fell victim to these allurements and thus retreated from the path of liberation. But when one is helped by the Lord Himself, the whole process becomes as easy as anything by the divine grace of the Lord.
Yes. Read.
To become restless in the contact of women and wealth is not an astonishment because every living being is associated with such things from remote time, practically immemorial, and it takes time to recover from this foreign nature. But if one is engaged in hearing the glories of the Lord, gradually he realizes his real position. By the grace of God, such a devotee gets sufficient strength to defend himself from the state of disturbances, and gradually all disturbing elements are eliminated from his mind.
Yes. Right? So, this is what happened. So, while making progress, many allurements will come. What? Prabhu want to earn more wealth, want to enjoy more in life, right? So that becomes a obstruction in the life of a devotee, even who is very, very sincere. But what happens when one is hearing the process, when one is hearing the message of Lord, when one is serving the Vaishnavas, slowly, heart start getting purified. The material knot in the heart, that gets purified. And the Lord helps. And one purport, this same purport talks about, Lord is more eager to take us back to Godhead than we desire. See? Okay. One good news, no? The Lord is more anxious to take us back into His kingdom than we can desire. Most of us do not desire at all to go back to Godhead. Only very few men want to go back to Godhead, but anyone who desires to go back to Godhead, Sri Krishna help in all respects. So how many want to go back to Godhead? So Lord will help in all respect. But one good news for us, Lord is more eager than us. How many of you are more eager to get more devotees for the programs? You're more eager than the people themselves. You'll call a boy, please come. You are more eager, he comes. He is not eager. The same way, Lord is more eager to get us to spiritual world than we desire. But then why it is difficult to go to spiritual world? See, if Lord is more eager, Bhagwan pakad ke le jao chalo. So why it is not possible? Why? Though Lord is so eager, and we also wanting to go, but why it is still difficult to go back to Godhead? Suppose somebody has to come stay in temple. So what are the rules and regulation? Chant 16 rounds, follow 4 principle. Temple life is very nice, right? Nothing to worry there. But this, Daily prasadam, nice sweet rice also. Right, so you get so many nice things. But then can anybody come? There are conditions, right? You should come every day Mangal Aarti, chant 16 rounds, follow 4 principle. Even voice life also. You can go for your job and other things, but morning you should do all these things. So, same way in a spiritual world, you go to spiritual world and say, Krishna, why it is offered to the Lord first? First I will eat. Then problem will happen in the spiritual world or no? And ladies in the spiritual world are more beautiful than anywhere else. And in spiritual world, there is no attraction between male and female. Attraction is within to the Lord. Though male and female forms are there, but there is no passionate things there. Now you say, no, we want to get attracted. So problem will happen or no in the spiritual world. Same way, Lord Vishnu will come and he will embrace one devotee and he will not embrace you. And he may start feeling envy. Lord Vishnu gives attention to that devotee only. भगवान के प्रति अपराध हो जाएगा नहीं हो जाएगा? So unless we are free of envy, lust, greed, so that training we are getting here, right? And that's what Bhagavatam trains the conditioned soul to go back to Godhead. So while living in devotee association, we get a training what is the atmosphere in the spiritual world. So if you are having problem in devotee association, that means we are not ready to go to the spiritual world. Only when you feel, now I'm very happy in devotee association. Even devotee chastise also, it's a mercy upon me. And you don't feel envious of any devotee. And happy with the voice type of, temple life or voice type of life. There's a time we're preparing to go to the spiritual world. Right or no? And as a devotee progresses bhakti like this, wherever, in his home, in temple, whatever, then slowly the spiritual world descends for the devotee. That means what happiness people feel in the spiritual world, the devotees start feeling here only. This world becomes a spiritual world for a devotee because he is getting trained in that way, right? The principles. And that's what the Lord sees. Lord is waiting when he get trained. Because if I call him now, problem ho jayega spiritual world. Especially envy. Because they are very, very qualified devotees. And by seeing them, you become envious. Seeing their qualities, and nobody is appreciating you, others are getting appreciated, and you may feel envious. So that's not allowed. So when we give up our envy and other anarthas, and that training we need a mood of, and always what is going on in the spiritual world? Kirtan of the Lord. Everyone is just doing things to please the Lord. So in this world, we have to learn to please the Supreme Lord. Yasya prasadat mad prasado. So train our consciousness in whatever we are doing, we're doing for the pleasure of the Lord. So that consciousness we have to tune in. And that's what the whole training the spiritual master give us to take us to spiritual world. Bhagavan directly इसलिए नहीं लेते. But first my one pure devotee has to train you there. What is the consciousness required there? So first you do work under him. Learn from him what is the consciousness required in the spiritual world. Then I will take you. And I was just thinking, people become Vidyadharas, Gandharvas, Swarga. It's very easy because you can enjoy also and enjoy nicely life. But spiritual world, you have to have in a mood to please the Lord. So which is better, to go to heaven or to go to spiritual world? But heaven you can enjoy, not so much that training is required. This little piety is required. And then you can enjoy with apsaras, enjoy here, there, what you want. And it's a very nice sattvic life, pious life. Isn't it good? In spiritual world, so much is required, to go become servant of servant. So much training is required. Heavenly planets are better. What is it? How many say heavenly planets are better? Sure. I'm not able to say because I heard the philosophy. But the problem in heavenly planets, you go and again come back. Or some rishi will come and curse you. You become a snake. You become little proud of your beauty, some rishi will come and curse you. Then you became a snake for 1 manvantara only. Some crores of years, you are a snake only then. There. But spiritual world, these things don't happen. Once you go, you go. And the pleasure devotee feel in the spiritual world is much higher than even the heavenly planets. So, the little more training is required to go to Vaikuntha, but it's much better place than a Sarga, heaven or Vidyadhara and other planets there. But we need proper training. So why, Prabhu, we have to do Bhakti Shastri courses? Why Bhakti Yoga courses? Why we have to read so much Bhagavatam? Why itna karne ka hai? We are tuning our consciousness. We are training our consciousness. So when we are training our consciousness, what is happening? And then the stage comes, Nashta prayeshu bhadreshu Nityam bhagavata sevaya Bhagavati uttam shloke Bhaktir bhavati nashtiki. By regular attendance in class in the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to a pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. And loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental song, is established as an irrevocable fact. Right? So what things are required? Nityam Bhagavat Seva. So how many of you every day attend Bhagavatam class? You hear a recorded class or you hear? Please raise your hand, yes? So that's a Nityam Bhagavat. And see, Prabhupada is so amazing. Regular attendance in the classes of Bhagavatam. And by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed, and loving service in the personality of Godhead, whose praise the transcendent song, is established as an irrevocable fact. So when you're going for book distribution, so you're rendering service to Srila Prabhupada? Yes. That's why you feel happy. Going out for book distribution, there Harinam Sankirtan, rendering service to the devotees. So these two processes are very amazing. So this is what Anat Nivriti and Nishtha. Nashtiki. Nashta Prayeshu. Prayeshu means the Badras almost are gone. Badreshu. Nityam Bhagavat Sevaya Bhagavati Uttam Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Nashtiki. And how the steadiness comes. So how this anarthas come, like Anat Nivriti stage, right? So I'll show you one PPT. You would have attended this Madhurya Kadamini lecture, but many times when we hear that, it does not make much sense because it goes very fast, unless we have sufficiently practiced spiritual life. Anishita Bhajan Keriya. So overcoming anarthas. Yes. So, this is greed, lust, anger, pride. So offenses, Nam Sankirtan is a way to remove all the anarthas. Then power of association of devotees. Read.
In the heart of advanced devotees reside pure devotion, which is a blend of spiritual hladini and samvit potency. In the physical presence of Mahabhagavatas, faithful neophytes, free from envy, absorb this devotional energy and feel ecstasy. Get taste for japa and seva. Hearing and chanting is the company of intermediate devotees, may dissipate doubts and awaken a mood of service to Krishna, but concepts of I and mine obstruct the neophyte's spiritual progress.
Hearing and chanting in the company of intermediate devotees will remove our doubts and awaken service. But by association of great souls, like afternoon mark energy. Although beginners befriend some Vaishnavas, their critical mentality makes them offensive toward others. So we choose, this Vaishnava is very nice, this Vaishnava is not good. So that critical mentality will bring reactions. So we will have affection for some devotees and critical mentality towards some other devotees. So when the critical mentality brings the offenses, the reactions, how we take it. So if they do not show mercy by encouraging them to seriously practice, the neophyte will generally abandon the path of pure devotion. So beginners may carefully avoid ingratitude. So what is the solution? Have gratitude for the association of devotees. Then we can continue. Okay. So Anishtita Bhajan Kriya, effects of past sins dominate the heart. Effect of past sins dominate our heart. So, but what happens? Nashta prayeshu bhadreshu nityam bhagavad sevya. So, with this shloka, what happens? Nishchita bhajan kriya. One comes to steady devotional service. All the cleansing is not complete. It is sufficient to start a steady practice. Bhagavati Nashtiki. So, Anishchita bhajan kriya, Nishchita. What is this Anishchita bhajan kriya and Nishchita bhajan kriya? We'll show. So, what is a sign that our bhakti is Nishchita or Nishchita? Sleep, laya. Sleep during chanting and hearing is a sign of Anishchita bhajan kriya. Then distraction, talk during japa, or smartphone, WhatsApp. That is all sign of vikshepa. Then apratipatti, disinterest, no concentration. तो वो chanting कर रहे हैं, कुछ और thoughts आ रहे हैं, chanting में मन नहीं लग रहा है. That is also a sign that Anishchita bhajan kriya. Then kashaya, lust, anger, greed. You see, फट रहा है. His anger is blasting. Greed, pride. Then taste for material enjoyment. Rasaswad, thoughts of sense gratification. पूरा फ्रिज लेके putting. Right? So these are the 5 enemies or symptoms at unsteady state. So somebody says, Prabhu, how many of you feel that you have come to Nishtha here? Nobody, Nishtha can be attended. So somebody feels that I have come to Nishtha state, should see these 5 things. If you have attained those 5 things, you have come to Nishtha. Means you don't sleep during japa, attentive japa, you don't feel attraction to any mental objects, even, nice prasadam. You take it as Lord's mercy, and if simple prasad also, you take it as Lord's mercy. Both cases. It doesn't have some eureka or other enjoyments, right? Attraction towards opposite sex, right? So that also goes away. That attraction is a sign for Anishchita bhajan kriya. Then lust, anger, pride. So 6 stages of unsteady. So how we come from Anishchita bhajan kriya to Nishchita bhajan kriya? How do we come from unsteady devotional service to steady devotional service? So 6 stages we pass through. So what are these 6 stages? Ussaha Mai. So what happened, the Ussaha Mai stage? How many of you, some time of the life will feel, now we will become pure devotee very fast. How many of you felt like that? Once a time you felt that you went to Utkarsha, Mayapur, Vrindavan Yatra, and you felt, abhi to just pure devotee ban jayenge. Please raise your hand. Or be honest, I also felt, when we went to Utkarsha and think, okay, abhi to bas 1-2 years will be pure devotees. Right? That's Ussaha stage. Initial burst of, now I pray Kartal very nicely, and lecture bhi अच्छे से दे देता हूँ. So now I become an expert, in devotional service. Ussaha. Then a devotee goes home. What happens? Prabhu ji chanting nahi hua, TV dekh liya, old vasanas have come back. Ghana, taral. So now his spiritual practice was like this, ghana. Now it has all become taral. Prabhu ji kuch nahi hota. I realize I am a fallen soul. मेरे लिए कुछ hope है या? नहीं है. Then, okay, फिर वो आता है कि नहीं घर जाएंगे तो भी थोड़ा टीवी नहीं देखना है, chanting करना है. He will take guidance from devotees, कि when we go home, how many face problem when you go home? Every one of us will face problem when you go home. Generally, the home environment will not be conducive. So our taral will come out. Then you take guidance from devotees. अरे नहीं करना है. So a little bit happening. Then the third stage comes viewed vikalpa. Which ashram is better? Brahmachari ashram or Grihastha ashram? That viewed vikalpa starts. See, for somebody who is not married, that will start. Which ashram is better? Somebody who is a Grihastha, what will come? Oh, first I should, I should leave family life and go to Vrindavan. Bhakti nahi hoga. These thoughts also start coming there. Person will not do it, but a thought will start coming. This family life is a big burden. I can't do my bhakti. Chan. होता रहता है कि ये करो वो करो. Where is time to devotional service? So better now make a retirement plan very fast. So like that a Grihastha will think. Another time we thought, no, first we should take care of family. Let me first, I will practice serious bhakti, first let me have 3 crore in my bank balance. So first this extreme, then that extreme person will go. Vyud, vikalpa, renunciation, there. Same way, a boy is thinking, Prabhu, brahmachari life is very nice, no tension, you can just practice. But Prabhu, I have a material desire, better grahastha ashram is better. So like that, mind will be doing a pendulum. Right? There. Okay, how to undo. So this stage is called Vyud Vikalpa, where you are going between yes, no. I should take devotional service seriously or no. Then afterwards, person decided, oh, I want to practice devotional service very seriously. Then the fourth stage comes Vishaya Sangara. Vishaya Sangara. That I want to avoid sense gratification. But what happens, you see? Poof. See, Sara burgers khage. Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And initially devotees have a lot of capacity also. To eat. So I want to control my senses, but then I want to control my eyes, control my ears, control my tongue, but it does not get controlled. See, now it's fixed. I have to take practice spiritual life seriously, but then senses are not getting controlled. That is Vishaya Sangara. Then he overcomes senses also. You see, that's the bhakti's program. As the faith is increasing, practice is increasing, we are overcoming the stages. And if you analyze nicely, if you're chanting 16 rounds, staying nicely, you will find one of the stages we'll be struggling with. There. Then after Vishaya Sangara comes Niyama Shama. That he takes vow. I'll chant 64 rounds on Ekadashi, but he's not able to chant. Or I'll fast on Ekadashi, he's not able to do. Niyama Shama. He's not able to hold his vows. Every day I will hear proper lecture. Every day I'll have 1 hour proper book reading. Vow to le liya, par ho nahi paya. That is Niyama Shama. But it's better than Vishaya Sangara. Vishaya Sangara is more positive, negative. Ye chhodna. This is more like taking practice of devotional service. And then a person is done. Now by the time his senses are controlled, his bhakti is going very nicely. So what happens? A devotee becomes famous. Prabhuji, you are very special soul. Then Taranga Rangini. I'm also a great devotee. Now I don't need much association of other devotees. I should just bless other people. Wealth, position, respect, pleasure, that are mere ripples. I am a senior devotee now. Senior. So, then what happens? Again back to Usamai. It goes on. That's why humility is required at the 6th stage. Understanding that devotees are appreciating me is a phase of life. If I'm not humble and serious, again, फिर से घना तरल, विड़ विकल्पा, विषय संगम. So humility makes it stable, nishtha. So that's why humility is a very important quality to advance in spiritual life. Otherwise we will go and come back, go, come back. We are not able to go to nishtha stage unless person becomes humble. I also need devotee association. I just a servant. Any question on this? Now acts that increase unsteadiness. Unwanted habit arising from offenses committed against the holy name, especially against the Vaishnavas, and inattentive chanting of the holy name. So these 2 things will not lead us to come to the stage of Nishtha. Offenses to Vaishnavas and inattentive chanting. Nam aparad and Vaishnava aparad. So these 2 things are very important to overcome. Then what is the solution to Vaishnava Aparadh? Falling at the feet of your offended Vaishnava and sincerely begging for forgiveness. Even if one is not forgiven, then one should render menial service to the offended Vaishnava. If one is unable to know the specific offensive act, then take shelter of the holy name and chant as much as possible. 3 types of inattentiveness: apathy, laziness, and distraction. Vikshepa. So all of the spatial distractions are extremely difficult to overcome, result in a loss of interest in chanting and other devotional practices. And one's hankering for Kanchan, Kamini and Pratishtha increases. The desire for liberation, desire for yoga siddhi, desire for material enjoyment, diplomatic behavior, illicit connection with woman, spiritual pride, classifying Vaishnavas according to birth, making a show of devotional service. So how to stop chanting inattentively? Chant in association with advanced devotees of attachment to holy name. So find a devotee who chants nicely. Sit with him and observe how he chants nicely. Or ask him. And first be awake to see. Right? So today somehow I was observing the devotees. So I think many devotees were sleeping in between. And I also would have slept, other devotees might have seen. So we all have that habit of laya. So we have to, see there are two problems. One is sleep. Sleep is easily observable. But distraction is difficult to observe. Because if somebody is chanting with distraction, you will not be able to know. Of course, if you record your japa, so mostly when we are distracted, the mantra will not come as it is. Some difference will be there, you will see, in the pronunciation. So when recording we hear, then we understand that our mantra is going proper or not. So when you see how the devotees are chanting, what happens over a period of time, we think my japa is going to be like this only. How many we feel our japa is now going to be like this only? वो एक mindset बन जाता है. But when we sit with devotees who are chanting nicely, अरे हाँ ये chant कर रहा मैं भी कर सकता हूँ, क्या दिक्कत की बात है? So, in fact, our Pradeep Prabhu chants nicely. So today I told Prabhu, you come, please come and sit beside me. It's very inspiring. So he's chanting very nicely. I was seeing him, so it inspired him. So my japa also improved. And he also, while leaving, he said, no, my mind wandering was happening. Seeing you, my japa improved. So that way devotees mutually benefit each other in the japa, in association. That's why we should sit in circle, not alone. Sit in a circle, 4 or 5 devotees. And devotees should wake up each other. Now devotees sit so far off, your hand cannot reach only to wake them up. Right? So circle means that 5-6 devotees make a circle like this, so that any devotee in the circle can wake the other devotee. सामने वाले को बैठाना करके. And that way we help each other in chanting and create a good vibration of the chanting, observing each other there. Then the japa improves there. So seeing devotees who are chanting nicely also helps to improve our japa there. So chant in association with advanced devotees of attachment to holy name. Like Krishna comes, so we all like to sit with Prabhuji and chant. There is something special experience with that. And study the behavior of offenseless chanters, emulate their mood. Inquire from them how to overcome inattentiveness. Okay, Prabhuji, go and tell your problem before a devotee. Prabhuji, मेरे जब में ये problem हो रहा है, what should I do? And then devotees will help us. Then beg for the mercy of holy name. A Nam Prabhu. Nam Prabhu is a person, Krishna. So we pray, please, without you I have no hope. Then follow prescribed rules and regulations of Krishna consciousness. Then remove unwanted weeds such as delight in veneration and fame. Listen to well-wishers. Following instructions of empowered Vaishnava. And do Vaishnava Seva. Serve the devotees. That also helps. Otherwise, chanting inattentively, एक बार आदत पड़ गया ना, बहुत मुश्किल है उसको रोकना. And most unless you practice to chant attentively, by default chanting inattentively. And new unwanted habits, right? So there are some new offenses, they come there. Right? Solution is boil the milk. Read proper books every day. So by reading proper books every day, we become very conscious of the holy name, our sambandha with the Lord. And chanting becomes very easy. And then the last verse comes. So this verse we have read, Nashta Prayashu Bhadreshu. So here is the remedy for eliminating all inauspicious things within the heart, which are considered to be obstacle in the path of self-realization. The remedy is the association of Bhagavata. There are two types of Bhagavata, the book Bhagavat and the devotee Bhagavat. There is one person which is book Bhagavat, Srimad Bhagavatam, and the devotee who is living Srimad Bhagavatam. So both the Bhagavatas are competent remedies, and both of them or either of them can be good enough to eliminate the obstacles. A devotee Bhagavat is as good as a book Bhagavat, because the devotee Bhagavat lives his lives in terms of the book Bhagavat, and the book Bhagavat is full of information of the personality of Godhead and his pure devotees who are also Bhagavatas. So Bhagavat book and person are identical. The devotee Bhagavat is a direct representative of Bhagavan, the personality of Godhead. So by pleasing the devotee Bhagavat, one can receive the benefit of the book Bhagavat. Human reason fails to understand how by serving the devotee Bhagavat to the book Bhagavat, one gets gradual promotion on the path of devotion. But actually these are facts explained by Srila Naradev, who happened to be a maid servant's son in his previous life. So Prabhu gives an example there. So message of the book Bhagavat therefore have to be received from the devotee Bhagavat, and the combination of these two Bhagavatam will help the neophyte devotee to make progress on and right? And then what will happen? Tada rajastamo bhava kam lobha chete edanavadam stam satte. As soon as irrevocable loving soul is established in the heart, the effects of nature's modes of passion, ignorance, such as lust, desire, and hankering, disappear from the heart. Then the devotee is established in goodness and he becomes completely happy. Now, how can somebody explain if passion and ignorance goes away, then we will become happy? Will somebody like to explain it? Okay, I'll ask otherwise. The cause of all our problems is passion and ignorance. How many of you really understand this? The cause of all our, who want to explain, the cause of all our problems in life is due to modes of passion and ignorance.
So when we are ignorant, we cause problems because we ignore the problem, we ignore important decisions in life. And by passions, we go like a bull, how a bull goes when he sees the red color, he don't think what is happening around him.
Yeah, see, okay, take a problem. Any problem you will tell? Maybe not your problem, anybody. Name a problem. Can anybody? Any problems you will tell in the world people face? Let us analyze why that problem is. What is the basic root of that problem? Assignments. Assignment is not a problem. I am not able to manage the assignment. Unmanaged assignments. Then? So unmanaged assignment is due to why? Okay, let us write it. You are able to see it like in a notepad. Okay, unmanaged assignments. Then, any problem? Water scarcity. क्या आपके घर में water scarcity होता है? Okay, voice water scarcity. Okay, water scarcity. Then, no problem, sir. Depression. Okay. Okay, you don't face any problem, huh? Lack of concentration. Then any problem.
Long traveling.
Boredom in travel. Okay. What else? No problem. Procrastination. Okay. No other problem.
No taste in Shila Prabhupada.
No taste. But there's no problem. That's a lack. Problems, material life problems we're talking here. Laziness.
Getting up early.
Yes. Getting up early is not able to get up early. Laziness. Okay. No other problem. Fights? No fight? Anger is not a problem? Yes or no? Competition. Okay, now let us analyze. Unmanaged assignment is due to ignorance and passion. Agree or no? Because when you get a time, you do not do the assignment. I will do most of my assignment during college time in the college itself. I will not come lab. The moment I come back from lab, that time only I will write assignment. Half an hour it is over. But you do it after 2 weeks, it will take 2 hours. So do it right then. So it's unmanaged assignments. Because you are not focused what to do. Okay. Depression. Ignorance. Why depression comes? You keep lamenting. Lamentation is a mode of ignorance. Lack of concentration is due to passion. Too many thoughts are coming. ये भी करना है, वो भी करना है, वो भी करना है, कुछ concentrate हो ही नहीं पाता. But you're too much thinking of the result. Boredom in travel. Ignorance. Again, if goodness is there, you will take Bhagavatam and read Bhagavatam, Okay. Or take Mahabharata or Ramayana. Even people in passion ignorance will enjoy reading Mahabharata and Ramayana. Procrastination, again, ignorance. Laziness, ignorance. Fight, passion, ignorance. Anger, ignorance. Passion, ignorance. Competition, passion. So any problem you name, the root is passion and ignorance in us. And that's why we feel troubled. That's why there are fightings. किसी ने कुछ बोल दिया तो हमारा फूक जाता है. Because too much of man, he is not giving me respect. So passion and ignorance only fuels all these qualities which bring troubles to us. But as we advance in bhakti, come the stage of nishtha stage, and as we go to verse ruchi, tada rajas tamo bhava kam lobha tasche. The raja and tama, passion and ignorance are diluted. Lust and greed are gone. So most problems in this world are due to lust, greed, envy, pride, passion, ignorance. That's the main reason for the problems. And bhakti, and that's just right. Tada rajas tamo bhava kam lobha tasche cheter eter anaviddham sthitam sattve prasiddham. Person becomes peaceful. Person becomes peaceful. Problems are gone. So more devotion service we do, more a devotee becomes happy. That's the purpose. Chant and be happy. पर पता है एंड के बीच में क्या गया? अनंत निवृत्ति, निष्ठा, नित्यम भागवत सेव्य. चैंट एंड बी हैप्पी के बीच में दिस इज द एंड. राइट देयर. इसी तरह सत्य प्रसिद्धति. कुछ अच्छा नहीं है. पर्सन इज सो पीसफुल इन टेंशन देयर. ही जस्ट वांट टू सर्व द लॉर्ड. टेस्ट फॉर डिवोशन सर्विस इज अवेकन इन हिज हार्ट. And that is a real stage of a test of devotion service there. And if you follow the process nicely, it happens for everybody. It's not that, oh, it's happening, Prabhu. The process is working for this devotee. The process is not working for me. No. When you see a process, it works for everybody who does it rightly. If the process is not working because we are not doing it rightly. And that's what Prabhupada again say, go under the guidance of a spiritual master. Do the process of bhakti under the guidance of a spiritual master. Then he will tell you, where are you going wrong? See, you may hear a lot of lectures, but you will not be able to evaluate where we are going wrong. But when you go to a spiritual guide, they can tell us, Prabhu, this is a mistake you are doing. Don't do like this. Don't do like this. Recently I was asking Sundar Sham Prabhuji, my lot of book reading happens because I'm taking a 4th canto, so I read 4th canto. I'm taking 1st canto, so I read 1st canto. So that way my reading ho jata hai. Then Prabhuji said, no. This is not ahetuki apratihita. You should take your Bhagavatam and read your own portion, that you read extra. Because here hetu is there, mujhe padhana hai. That's why I'm reading. So hetu is not to serve Krishna. Of course, serve is there, but it's not that directly I am with Krishna. In the sense, so hetu should be that I want to Sir, read Prabhupada books for my purification. But here, Moti, I want to present it so nicely that devotees be very happy, and many other things may come in the picture. But when I'm reading for my own spiritual nourishment, that becomes a hetuki. So we always need guidance at whatever level we are to understand where we are going wrong in the process. So process repeats itself. Process repeats itself. So that means everyone can get success in bhakti if they follow the process rightly. It's not difficult. Only we need expert guidance. And then what happens? Sthitam sattve prasidati. And different devotees will have a different amount of passion and ignorance. And that has to be channelized differently. That has to be dealt differently. And we may not be able to do ourselves. We need help to do it. And you grow. So it's already 9:37. So I don't want to make a prasadam late. Already it's late. But any one or two questions we'll take and then we'll. Yes, any question? Yes, Kripakat Prabhu. On the?
Almost to the nil, but not complete.
So Prayashu is not, Prayashu is almost. It's not like full. You know, Prayashu means almost. The Purna. Purna is because at the stage of Nishtha, like almost tinges remaining still. Some tinge of lust, greed is still remaining. At the stage of Bhava, it's Purna. That's why Prayeshu. That's another topic. कि कितना कहाँ पे होता है. Yes. Yeah, I'll show you the PPT only. No, not full PPT, one slide. So Prayaki means almost completely, Purna means completely, and Bahudeshvartini substantially. So this is the meaning given by the Acharyas. So what happens at table? So there are 4 types: Dushkritutta, Sukritutta, Pradutta, Bhaktiutta. So the Dushkritutta, less aggregate into the ones since at the stage of Nishtha only Prayeshu. You know, and asakti, it is there. Even bhajan kriya state, they are most there. But the aparad uttas, nishtha more eradicated. Prayaki here, bhava stage, and purna more. So the anarthas due to offenses, they take a longer time. So here, this prayaki almost completely is done even at the bhajan kriya stage due to sins. But what remains is aparadutta, offense to the Vaishnavas, offense to the holy name. That by nishtha more are eradicated, and by bhava stage most are eradicated. Let's say when you start chanting, most of the sins go away. But what remains is the aparadas. They carry us till the bhava stage. Prayatni. Okay, any other question?
See, when say Shishula said that shloka, test of reading, test for reading and hearing increases. But when we see like Prabhupada, many of the disciples when Prabhupada left, so they also left bhakti even though they had served Prabhupada so much. So didn't they get test?
So there is Vapu and Vani. So when Vapu is there, one should serve the Bahu, and then Vani is there, one should serve the Vani. And see, spiritual master, the word San Mahasevya, it also refers to the devotees. So you may have a great attachment to spiritual master, but you don't serve other Vaishnavas. That also will not do the thing. Plus, they were sentimentally attached to Prabhupada. So attachment to Prabhupada means hearing his instruction. Thus, Syan Mahasevya also means to accept the instructions of a devotee and follow the instruction. And Prabhupada said, even I leave, you should not leave ISKCON. Means when I leave, you should stay in ISKCON. They should remain in ISKCON. But they did not follow because they did not have attachment to the Vani of Prabhupada there. But some of them came back also. Yes or no? But whatever service is done, that is eternal with them. Like Sudama Prabhu, I remember, who went to Japan. Prabhupada had promised, I will take you back to Godhead. So he went to Japan, he was a sannyasi, and then he fell down. Then became a karmi. But few days before he was leaving his body, and then the time of leaving, he said, Prabhupada, you have come. He came in devotee association, and then devotees heard him saying that, Prabhupada, you have come to take me. Another incident of Surbi Swami. He was the architect in Vrindavan. He did a lot of service for Prabhupada. Now just few days, then he left further. And then few days before he was leaving the body, some devotee sponsored, he came back to Vrindavan. Again he started remembering everything. And with a very refined consciousness, he left his body in Vrindavan. So whatever service they did, that never got lost to Prabhupada. They never go lost. The devotees may leave. And why devotees may leave? Aparadhas are the main reason. Offenses to the holy name and offenses to the Vaishnavas. So that has to be trained. That's why the community, a stable community of devotees means they learn to avoid aparadhas to the devotees. And focus around hearing and chanting. Then such a community of devotees will go on and on. And nowadays it's happening if you see. People are learning कि अपराध नहीं करना चाहिए. If you see different yatras you go, this was is very much emphasized. You go Delhi, Bombay, Pune. These things are very much emphasized. Then that's how the communities are growing. Otherwise communities don't grow.
One of the symptoms of Anishtika Bhajan prayer is no interest. Does it not come under distraction?
No. See, one is we have interest in japa, but we are thinking of so many other things. Or doing parliament. And one is vikshepa, distraction, where, see, there are two types of distraction, internal distraction, external distraction. One is chanting करते करते मोबाइल ले लिया, right? और देखने लगे WhatsApp मैसेज क्या है. और internally we start making so many plans. So both are vikshepa. Taste means को taste ही नहीं आ रहा, कुछ और भी करने को नहीं है, लेकिन chanting भी करने का मन नहीं कर रहा. कैसे तो घसीट के इंसान कर रहा है. Any other question? So we end here. Kuncha Shimhatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna. So once one devotee in Bombay had gone for purchasing something for Prabhupada and some money remained from that. So he purchased some chocolates from the shop. And when he came to offer obeisances to Srila Prabhupada, by mistakenly all the chocolates fell in front of Prabhupada. So he was shocked. So Prabhupada did not tell anything. He went, cooked one nice caramel sweet and gave it to him. So we can understand the difference between book Bhagavatam and devotee Bhagavatam. So similarly in our heart also there are so many chocolates lying hidden inside. So when we come in front of devotee Bhagavatam, it gets revealed and we get caramel chocolate. So we have association of many Vaishnavas like His Grace Bhakti Vinod Prabhuji, His Grace Krishna Prabhuji. So who are cooking and giving us many wonderful preparation as an alternative to get rid of all these anarthas. So let's thank one time by chanting Hare Krishna mantra from bottom of our heart. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna.